My grandfather died the day before I was born. Some tell me that this was a very sad time for my mother because she knew how much her father was looking forward to seeing his first grandchild. I tell you the truth, I remember my grandfather better than I remember a lot of other people. For when I was in the womb and coming into this world, I saw him as he was passing through to the other side. He was happy, full of love and gratefulness that he had died when he did, because he was able to see and know me, and at the same time placed his mark on me, never being able to forget him or his soul, his consciousness always being with me. My mother believes me, but that's about it. But I know what I saw. It's not a dream. It's as real to me as anything else in this world. And I am looking forward to seeing him again when I die. But in the meantime, let me tell you what else has happened to bring this book into being. A year before his death, my grandfather presented a large and filthy cardboard box to his daughter, filled with documents all in his handwriting, hundreds of pages. My mother recalled his words as he showed her the manuscripts. "Do what you will with this. It is from the past, and I feel it should stay there where it belongs. Your mother disagrees." My mother had briefly started translating the papers while my grandfather was still alive. She asked repeatedly where the story came from. Was it a memoir or fiction? His response was always the same. "It is a story. Some of it is true, and some of it might be true. You decide." Once I came along, my mother's translations were put on the back burner. Many years later, she returned to the task. I can still hear her swearing in Turkish as she desperately tried to discern the depth of the story's truth. I inherited this responsibility after she passed away. 7 years later, here I am with A Perfect Armenian. Tavid Kalusjan, the main character of this book, was born in 1893. Ironically, so was my grandfather. Using here, author of A Perfect Armenian. It's January 6th, Armenian Christmas, a perfect day to film our Kickstarter project. Kiri Tapuzian here, author of A Perfect Armenian. It's January 6th, Armenian Christmas, a perfect day to video our a perfect day to what? A perfect day to record our Kickstarter project. Kiri Tapuzian here, author of A Perfect Armenian. It's January 6th, Armenian Christmas, a perfect day to film our Kickstarter project. So what's the book about? Why'd you write the book? Why Kickstarter? And what's the deal with the title? So what's the book about? Well, it takes place in 1914 in Constantinople and also in a small Armenian village by the name of Chengiler, which is located in the westernmost provinces of the Ottoman Empire. The main character is a young Armenian by the name of Tavid Kalusjan, who works in the silk industry because he was trained as a chemist, but he abuses his knowledge to harvest, grow, and sell opium on the black market in Constantinople. The story is a 9-month period in his life, starting in 1914, that portrays his survival, escape, and ultimate domination of his environment. He happens to be a natural-born killer, but he also is full of compassion, rage, and a little bit of hatred. What can I say? Nobody's perfect. I'm not changing the title, though. The story is a 9-month segment in his life, starting in 1914, and it portrays his survival, escape, and ultimate domination of his environment. What's the deal with the title? Is it just for Armenians? Well, no, not really. I mean, you could change the title to a perfect Italian, a perfect Jew, Romanian, Afro-American, change the name of the characters, the location and time, and you'd have a book for all ages and all cultures. So why Kickstarter? Well, it's pretty straightforward. What we're trying to do is raise money for the final editing and initial publishing of the book. We've got some great gifts that you can check out on the website, including autographed copies of the book and some Armenian music CDs. If you have more questions or if you'd like to find out more about the book, you can go to our website at aperfectarmenian.com. I'm not some well-known author. I'm not on the New York Times bestseller list, and I'm not being backed by some large publisher. But when you start reading this book, you're not going to be able to put it down. It's addicting. Will you pledge? Thanks for watching.